What's up, YouTube? We got a yo-yo review to do today. This is the SF and ART collaboration. This is the DK. So the DK is a doorknob-shaped yo-yo. Little background, I got to try a prototype of the DK. It was floating around at Nationals, and I was pretty meh on it. It spun at the end of the string, and I guess you could do a trick. It didn't spin very long, and I didn't particularly like it. And I was like, cute, good try, I guess. They were like, oh, it's just a prototype. All right, well, okay, fair enough. So this thing shows up, and holy crap, is it better? They must have added more weight in here, because we all agree, everybody who was at Nationals who tried it, I've spoken with some people, particularly some of the guys who go to Yo-Yo Club, tried it at Nationals, and they're like, this is so much more capable. More capable, probably the best way to put it. This is really good, actually. For being a doorknob, it is really good. I'm not saying you're going to win worlds with it, but maybe. It's actually very, gives you a very H-shaped vibe. It's sort of very organic as well, is probably the best way to put it. Perfectly capable yo-yo. Now, a kind of a non-traditional shape as far as the catch zone is considered. So, while you do get more catch zone, it is a little tougher to catch than, say, your traditional shaped yo-yos. But they weren't really going for traditional, if you couldn't tell. But overall, really just a kind of a cool design. It really is you don't have a yo-yo like this because nobody's tried this yet, I don't think. It's kind of like if you were to take a Duncan Imperial and make it try to play to a modern unresponsive standard. That's probably the best way I can put it in yo-yo terms. And this is what you get. But it's pretty stable. It spins a pretty long time considering, just based on looking at the shape. I'm not saying it's like a competition yo-yo, but it's really fun. And it's a yo-yo that's such an odd shape that it's one of the yo-yos when you open your case, you're like, yeah, let's play that one. Yeah, let's play that one. And it's capable enough that when you pick it up and go, yeah, let's play that one, you're not like, oh, I gotta put this back. I want to try harder tricks. I want to do other stuff. It's totally capable of doing all your tricks. Going through all your combos and casually throwing and having a good time. Good response. And I love that it comes with a slim bearing and an axle for it. Weird thing though, my slim bearing was not lubed at all, so it was unresponsive. I have no need for a slim bearing that would be unresponsive, as I prefer the center track bearing. So I have lubed the crap out of this bearing, and we will be trying this responsive and unresponsive. So it's really good. I really like it. I like it a lot. Nate said it made him a believer. I'm in that boat. I was skeptical going in, especially because I'd played a prototype that I was meh on. The final product is phenomenal. It's really good. It's everything this could have been and should have been, and they pulled it off perfectly. And that's why you prototype things, people. You prototype things so that when you release the final product, it's great. And you go, it's prototype. Wasn't what we expected. So let's make it better. And then once it's better, you say, boom, shakalaka. Here's the final one. Little NBA Jam reference for Yin's old guys like me. Let's throw this bad boy around, show you what it can do. What's up, YouTube? Alright, so got this responsive with the half-spec bearing. And it's not super responsive with the half-spec, but it's still, you can get it kind of more responsive. So, kind of cool for those flyaway catches and stuff like that. Your more beginner-ish tricks, but it's not mega responsive. You know what I mean? It's not like for stalls and stuff. It's still a little too powerful. It's not perfect for that stuff, and it's not quite as responsive as you would want it to be for a generally responsive yo-yo, or a yo-yo that you keep responsive. But it is fun responsive, because responsive yo-yos are fun, and it's a little bit slimmer than average, so it kind of fits that nicely, but it kind of fits in your hand real good. So truthfully, I would say this is sort of like, kind of feels like an old freehand type, like size, shape wise, and that level of like responsiveness. So pretty cool actually, very like old school feeling, and you know, you get the bearing lubed up and get some good responsive play out of it. And it's nice that it comes with 2 bearings and 2 axles. You can just swap them in and out. Regen's real nice too, responsive. Yeah. I like it. I like it responsive. This is fun. It's kind of a different level of responsiveness. It's like not quite as responsive as, say, like the Alley Cat would be, or even it's a little like less responsive than the one drop Deep State. But it's right about in there. A little heavier, and that's probably why it's a little more responsive, a little less responsive than the Deep State. But very capable as a responsive yo-yo due to its slimness. But you also kind of get a nice, good-sized gap, if I can throw it straight, to catch stalls and stuff. And regens are fun, and yeah, there we go. Kind of get a good-sized gap to catch stalls and stuff if you want to do that kind of thing. And it's got kind of a faux high wall, so it doesn't fall off immediately if you stall it. Yeah, the more I throw this, the more I'm actually liking this responsive. But works very well responsive. And let's go ahead and stick the full-size bearing in, and we'll throw it unresponsive a little. All right, we are back, and got it set up for full-on unresponsive play. And it plays really well. Kind of like a thinner H-shape, sort of, I guess is the best way to put it. Like a thin H-shape, which I kind of like, actually. It's sort of a breath of fresh air in everything that's come out in yo-yo. You know, we just got through a kind of fast and furious contest season where tons and tons of signature contest yo-yos came out, and to sort of have something come out that's just totally different, totally off the beaten path, really is a breath of fresh air. And for it to be as capable and as fun as it is just sort of icing on the cake. Really just kind of does whatever you want it to do. Not the most stable thing, but still pretty darn stable. Plays pretty well. I mean, it spins a good long time too. That's, I think, the thing that was most surprising to me, and I think is the biggest change from the prototype, is the prototype just didn't, to me, spin that long. But this really does. Like, this really spins a long time. It's not the, like I said, it's not the most stable just because of like the shape, but it's not unstable. So, no, that's good. Response is nice. Responds very well. So of course it does, because would you expect less out of SF and ART? I would not. A little narrow, a little harder to catch on the string than your standard competition throw, but nothing you old pros will have trouble with. Regen's like a beast, because of course the walls are high. And I mean, just really like, it's really good. Like, it's really fun, and it's kind of hard to put down once you start playing with it. I kind of find that to be the case, especially with a lot of yo-yos that Jensen and Chuck have any help designing, any say designing. I find them hard to put down. They just play so fun. It's so fun to play them. You just want to play yo-yo, and I feel like that's 99% of the battle is making a yo-yo that people want to play. Grinds. The blast finish on this is really nice. You wouldn't expect anything less from SF, but the blast finish is really nice. You really can't finger spin on this. I mean, I guess you could do some like palm grind stuff, but it got hot again, and palm grinds aren't my thing. But it's blasted all over, so palm grinds will be a thing. It comes off the string nice. There's really nothing to catch it. It's got sort of a higher wall that kind of coat caves out a little bit, as you can see. Comes out a little bit, so it's sort of almost like an H organic hybrid, but like not H in the sense of like competition H, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't, but it's a fun yo-yo to play. Like a really fun yo-yo to play, and I sort of haven't stopped playing it since I opened it. Flop's nice. Just good. You guys did a great job. SF and ART. I mean, hats off. Kudos to you guys. You kind of took a like, hey, this would be a weird idea, and made a good yo-yo out of it. I was sort of stunned upon first throw, and I'm still loving it a few days later, and quite frankly, just a bunch of great dudes too. So go out and get one of these if you get the chance, because these are, the DK is cool. Like, this is one of the coolest yo-yos to come out this year, and in a year where a lot of cool, great competition throws came out, a sort of fun, way outside of the box thinking yo-yo really is, it's just, like I said, a breath of fresh air. Really nice. But let's go ahead and take this bad boy apart, and we'll do pros and cons. We're back on the desk with the DK, SF, and ART collaboration. Anyway, let's take it apart. Comes apart pretty nice. It's tight at the end, but then it kind of unscrews nicely. Axle's decently long, so there's really no threat to stripping this. This will be your fun yo-yo for a long time. Construction is hollow. It feels hollow when you play it, and that's cool. It's a cool feeling. Very neat. Has those like silicone response pads that SF usually uses. Good response, never any issues there. Standard center track bearing, same type of thing that SF always uses. Just good overall. Sort of a simple, I mean, it's a doorknob. That's a doorknob. See? Doorknob. Kind of gives you that, like, sort of, like I said, freehand? Kind of like it's really high wall. Nothing really to snag it. And the response is almost a little bit recessed. So that's nice. Using thicker string kind of worked out well. And I love the engraving on the Unknown edition. This is clearly a keyhole. Unknown. I love the engravings. I think they look awesome. The whole thing, I think, is just clean. It looks good. I've had the opportunity. Danny got one as well, and so I've had the opportunity to play mine and Danny's, and just I've seen a lot of other people with them, and we all seem to be blown away by them, and with good reason. You don't expect something like this to play as well as it does, and it really just does. So let's do pros and cons. Pros, super different. You don't have a yo-yo like this, and in a year where a ton of competition throws have come out, this stands by itself, and that's a good thing. Plays very competently, plays very well, plays really fun. I can't stress how fun this yo-yo is to play. It's just one of those yo-yos that really, it's what you want, you know? I mean, after you've been burned out by lots of competition throws, not that those weren't fantastic, this is a breath of fresh air, and, you know, makes you go back to your competition throws and be like, okay, this feels good now too. So really just a great addition to anybody's collection. Grind finish is great. Look how nice that bead blast looks. So good. Great grind finish. That sort of hollow feeling you get is very unique and very fun. Does have a good bit of power and a good bit of oomph behind it. You don't expect it. I didn't expect it after playing the prototype, but this is great. I mean, really, like, They took the prototype, like I said, this is why you prototype yo-yos. Take the prototype, you I wish this did this better, and then you make it so that it does that better, and that's what they did with the good old DK. No real cons. I mean, this clearly isn't a finger spin yo-yo. You didn't buy that. You didn't buy it for finger spins. You could probably do some pretty cool palm grinds and stuff though with it. Definitely neat in that regard. It's all blasted all over, so it's, you know, wherever you want to grind it, go for it. Just a cool shape. I mean, the fact that they took what is basically a general doorknob shape, and we're like, we're gonna make a yo-yo that not only works and is fun, that works and is fun and plays pretty well. And they did it. Nailed it. I don't think this could have been better than it is. And it's pretty fun. So I haven't stopped playing it very much. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a great addition to your sort of repertoire of yo-yos. Great addition to your collection. I don't have bad things to say about it. It's good. Go buy one if you get the chance, because it's great. It's a lot of fun. You're going to have a lot of fun with it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And the fact that they threw in the responsive bearing as well, I mean, it's icing on the cake. So good. So kudos to SF. Thank you again, SF and Jensen and Chuck over at ART. You guys are amazing. Go support those guys. They support us. They support me. They are huge supporters and just great parts of the yo-yo community. And community wouldn't be what it is without guys like that. So guys like that deserve our support and our love. So thanks SF. Thanks ART. You guys are awesome. The DK is awesome. Go pick one up. Links are in the description for when they drop. Make sure to keep an eye on all the Instagrams and all that stuff. And get one for yourself. You will not regret it. I promise you that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Cheers to you. I'll see you next time.